Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tales? How are you doing tonight? Right? Did you see the State of the Union that Miss Tasha K gave the internet? Did you catch that? Did you catch the State of the Union address that Tasha K, Tasha K, put some respect on her name. Put some respect on her name. Gave the internet, y'all. Tasha K is a wild girl. Listen, Tasha K is a wild girl. Let's go over this. Listen, you know one thing I'll say? Listen, we talk all that trash, but she gives the people what they wanted. I wanted a show. I wanted some razzle dazzle. I wanted to feel something. And she made me feel something. I was a mix between, I was befuddled, I was shocked, I was in awe, right? I was in awe. And at the end of the day, I looked and said, Tasha, you tried it. Girl, you tried it. You tried it. She, like, Tasha. Girl, you tried it. Now, let's start with the takeaways, right? For one, Tasha K is appealing. And she's going to take this all the way to the Supreme Court if she has to, right? And here's the thing. Y'all can laugh if you want. I think she's serious, right? She also wants us to know that a B ain't broke. She might be a lot of things, but a B ain't never broke, right? She said she ain't doing any GoFundMe. She did give me an exclusive statement, right? And by exclusive, I mean I was being nosy, right? And was like, excuse me, do you care to comment? And of course, to her credit, right? Because Tasha K is a professional when it comes to business. She literally did give me a comment. That's how I made that name. But she wants us all to know that a B ain't broke. They tried to destroy her, but they ain't destroyed. I told you Tasha was making money. I told you. They said they tried to destroy her, right? They tried to destroy her, but she ain't destroyed. I'm still here. What was that? Tisha Campbell's I'm Still Here, right? Tasha said, listen, Tasha got money. And I said that too. Literally, with her views on YouTube, her side ventures, all this stuff. Now, listen, you know I'm always in somebody's pockets trying to count money. But when it comes to Tasha K, that money literally lines up, right? It literally, we got the Red Lillie Hustler. We're about to bring her on stage. Our people coming in the room. But yo, I just have one question from listening to this, okay? I'm going to go with my impressions. We're going to bring Lillie in a second. We're going to go. Y'all, after watching that, and I assumed you watched it, I only have one question, right? Did Tasha K just sit here, right, on Google's YouTube, on Al Gore's internet, and literally state that she was going to wage a war in heaven for the right to call somebody herpes B? Tasha K said she go literally, she literally had on her helmet of salvation and her chest plate of righteousness. And she told us basically that she is waging a war in heaven for the right to call somebody herpes B. Y'all, listen. And that's the thing, Tasha K is such a good communicator. You know, for a few seconds, she had me like, all right, that's a good point. That's a good point. But then I was on my Robin Dixon, like, girl, you almost had me. Girl, Tasha K was literally on her Mussolini. Boom, boom, boom. The wheels, the change are moved by blood. Girl, you waging a war in heaven to call somebody herpes B? Girl, you talking about you taking it to the Supreme Court for the right to call someone herpes B? Girl, you're going to go up in front of Judge Sonia Sotomayor, right? Sonia Sotomayor, and argue that you're doing it for the kids, to literally tell somebody was having sex with beer bottles that they weren't, it was proven false, and to call them herpes B? Tasha K, you sat here on Google's internet and listen, I was convinced for a minute, right? Do you see why Tasha K has 1 million followers and why she has built this platform? Tasha K is super smart. She is a skilled orator. She is an amazing businesswoman. However, Tasha K, you trying to sit here and tell us you took a $3.8 million loss for the culture? You took a $3.8 million loss for the culture? Tasha, girl, you tried it. You tried it. You tried it. You tried it. Like, I'll say one thing. She said she's going all the way to the Supreme Court. I said, is Olga going to be there? Because I want to know. You going all the way to the Supreme Court. Are you taking those raggedy ass lawyers with you? Talk about, we knew from the beginning you were going to lose. If you knew from the beginning you were going to lose, why were you paying those raggedy lawyers? Because honestly, the Tasha K I saw on her show, you could have done your own closing arguments. From what I heard with Olga, and again, I'm going to drag her lawyers because I was reading the court transcripts and it was even worse than I thought. You could have did your own closing arguments. What did you need Olga though? But I'm just saying, listen, it's a free country. You do what you want. But again, you are literally on your Joan of Arc moral superiority stuff. And you basically told me that you waging a war in heaven for the right to call somebody herpes B. Girl, take the L. Take the L. Like, you listen, here's the thing. I was listening to it, right? I was listening to my notes, right? And I was like, you making good points, but this don't make sense when you look at the thing. And here's the thing. Her point she was right about. Tasha K ain't fake news. Now, she went too far sometimes, and sometimes she was just bold-faced lying. But the FBI subpoenaing her records, local law enforcement does. People report on her and spread her word. Let me bring Lillie Hessler. What's up, Lillie? People report on her and spread her words, right? All around the world, including this channel. I gotta say thank you. I've gotten quite
Hey, Tisa.
Hey,
can you
Lillie,
hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
So I've gotten quite a few good videos off of Tasha K. Listen, she's good at what she does. However, the thing she's saying didn't make any sense. And we're going to get into the details and break it down for those of you guys that didn't have time to see it. But if you take out the words free press and freedom of speech, and you exchange it with my ego and my pride, then what she said made sense. That's what it is. Then what she said makes sense. Then what she said, because when you don't hear it, right? Because when you don't hear it, right? When you don't hear it, right? It makes sense. The only problem is every time you hear freedom of speech, put in my pride. Every time you hear free press, say my ego. And then everything Tasha's saying makes sense. Then it makes sense. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with having pride, right? Tasha, pride got her to the top. But girl, it's deeper than pride. I feel like what's going on is Tasha actually has real, in this, my opinion, she has real like disdain for Cardi B. She really looks like at Cardi B, from what I saw in the thing, you really look at her as a piece of ghetto street trash, everything wrong in this world, right? And you were like, how dare she opened her mouth to me. And if I want to tell everybody she's a ghetto street piece of trash, I will. And she better not say nothing. This was an exercise in hubris. It was an exercise in ego. And girl, and you talking about respectability politics. And you talking about respectability politics on top of that. And you know I don't get down with. Let's read some super chats really quick because I got some notes. Rim, thank you so much for the super sticker. I definitely appreciate that. We also got another super chat. Hold on. Let me make sure I don't miss it. Oh, we got Margaret Brosette. Thank you so much for the super chat. And we got C.K. Weiler. I think she could have settled the case for less and donated the difference to charity to help the culture. Again, it wasn't about the culture. Again, I don't know if it's dissonance and she's of two minds where she actually believes what she's saying, or
she believes it.
Or if she is literally just she's found a new vehicle to couch her pride in. It really bugs her that a woman that she looks at as below her had the nerve, this is just my opinion, had the nerve to speak up, and demand she be respected. And again, I'm not going to get into who was right, who was wrong. The jury has spoken. It don't matter what none of us think. Listen, all y'all in the comments arguing about who's right, who's wrong. Y'all, the train has left the station. Justice has been served. Cardi said she was absolutely pleased with the outcome. You ain't got to fight for Cardi anymore. She's happy. She is happy. Listen, Pro Pam, I'm sorry I missed your super chat, but I see it on my other screen. It's PR Pro Pam said, sounds like an epic PR fail to me. No to respectability politics. Listen, I'm not down with respectability politics either way. We're going to bring Lillie. I'm going to ask for a comment in 1 minute. I just want to go over a few things that she said. I'm going to mute you really quick while I go over. Okay, babe? All right. So, listen, Tasha K said she knew she was going to lose. Girl, you did not have 2 lawyers and it was paying them hourly, thanking them for the long days and nights if you knew you were going to lose. Stop it. You're trying to tell us you fought 4 years for the freedom of press. Now, listen, that might be the case now. I can see going through all this, getting your hand smacked, doing all this, and somehow being like, no, this was for freedom of press. But Cardi, you can't tell me you fought for 4 years of freedom of press. You can't tell me. Because honestly, if that was the case, you could have complied with the cease and desist orders, pulled the videos down, and then turned around and sued Cardi B in court. Y'all didn't know that? She could have pulled the videos down and then sued Cardi B in court for them threatening her with a lawsuit for pulling the videos down, harassment, all this stuff. Girl, no. You literally, what are you doing this for? For what? You're literally burning through money at this point, pledging you're going to go to the Supreme Court. For what? Your ego, your pride, because someone that you looked at as gutter trash had the nerve to talk back to you and demand that you respect her? Because that's what it's about. Because here's the thing. I get the freedom of press. I get it. And you know what? I've experienced it to the fact of freedom of press. I get it. On social media, if you say anything against somebody that they don't like, all of a sudden, the funny thing, right? Tasha K has gone down in the banos of YouTube society, right? I know YouTube is a small faction, but in YouTube society, people used to call you a hater when you spoke against their fave. Now the new thing for the dum-dums is to be like, you another Tasha K, you getting sued, baby, please, right? Please. Anyway, right? So now instead of people calling people a hater, they another Tasha K. I don't think people understand how the legal system works. I don't think people understand what you get into the legal system. I don't even think people understand how Tasha K's case worked. I don't. I really don't. I don't think people understand copyright. I don't think they understand defamation. I just don't. And I don't think people understand how things work once they're in the legal system. And that's fine. But you're burning money for your pride and ego. You literally waged a blood war. You cursed generations, all for your First Amendment right to call somebody herpes B. You are worried about the kids. You are worried about the next generation. You are worried about this sickness that has befallen society. And it sounded good, right? She's a skilled orator. Tasha K could go into politics if she wanted. I think if she didn't go to YouTube, she would have been a politician. Say what you want. Her tongue is silver and it is sharp, right? She could have gone into politics if she wanted. But hey, what's up, French lady? Thank you so much for joining the channel. But you waged a blood war. You waged a war in heaven and had Gabriel and Michael and all the archangels ready like we ride at dawn for a cultural war, a sickness that has befallen society. But this is the dissonance, because at what point did you realize that you might also be contributing to this poison you speak of? At what point, and this is where the dissonance might, did it not? And that's why I was like, do you believe what you're saying, or are you just saying this? At what point did you realize that all the things you were speaking about, protecting and this and that, you were doing? What were you showing children except that? And this is where I get into respectability politics, but on steroids. What were you showing children except for, if you do not conform to what I think is socially acceptable, then you are worthy of ridicule, you are worthy to be cast aside, and you are worthy to be disrespected to the lowest potential. That's the message you want to send the culture? For $3.8 million, you could have literally established a fund in all the Black colleges. And if you don't want to do Black colleges, it could have been any state school, right? Harvard, if you want it, for $3.8 million, and say, get everybody first-year scholarships, give them 3-year scholarships. You could have raised an army. You could have raised an army of like-minded thinkers. You could have took that $3.8 million and literally set up funds in law school. When you pull that letter down, set up funds in law school to literally give scholarships to minority students, so they could literally, like-minded thinking, you could screen them. I want somebody respectability politics. I want somebody on the conservative side. I want somebody that believes all this, really into the thing. And you could have literally put them through law school and literally started Tasha's Angels, right? A lawyer squad, and kept on going, so that you could have waged this war on conventional society and the evil you see going through it. But that's the thing, because none of that would have protected her ego. None of that would have let her get that oomph she wanted to sock it to Cardi B. Because honestly, this is my opinion. What do I know? You know, Tasha could be watching this video right now talking about, goddamn fool, don't know what she's talking about. That might be true, but this is my takeaway. Your pride and your ego, you have so much contempt for somebody that you thought was below you, that made you come to heel, and the courts told you to respect them. Now, listen. Yes, I think Tasha K is like the nerve of Cardi B challenging what she say. It's the ego. And the thing is, it's spun out of control, because she was talking to Cardi B like she was still that girl in Love and Hip Hop with her chipped teeth, right? Missing a tooth. And Peter Guns and Benzino. Was Benzino in there? I don't know. I think I'm just throwing Benzino in there. But Peter Guns and the Goon Squad was sitting there playing her. She thought she was talking to that Tasha. She thought she was talking to that Cardi B. That's who she thought she was talking to. And Cardi B proved to her, oh, you're still talking to the same Cardi B, but you're now talking to the Cardi B with money and a machine behind me. She did go up against a machine, but that's what happens every time you go against somebody that is rich and powerful. But Cardi B is also a commodity. Everybody around her, like just Johnda said yesterday, everybody around her makes money off of her. And they make a lot of money. Didn't she just go platinum a few times? She is one of the biggest recording stars in the world. Of course they're going to protect their investment. Of course they are. It's smart business, Tasha. Just like you protected your investment, and just like you fought for your business. You don't think they're not going to fight for somebody else's? So she is the same Cardi B, but now she got money, and now she got big people behind her that depend on her to make them money. And now she got a platform, and now she got a voice. And now, yes, in the beginning, when you were talking shit about her, she was too smart. She was too small to really say anything. Like any good Libra, right? Like any good Libra, like any good air sign. You wait and you wait and you wait. And you consolidate as much power as you can, little by little by little by little by little, until you are strong enough to cast down with fury and make everybody that ever stood in your way pay. That is an air sign way. That is definitely a Libra way. Definitely. There's a reason why Libra's got a lot in common with Scorpios. The only difference is Scorpios will wage that war without a penny in their pocket and everybody betting against them. Scorpios like, I don't give a F. We can do this all day. Burn it down. We can burn together, as a matter of fact. That's Scorpio stuff. Libras have that thing with Scorpios, that vengeance, but they wait. And there's smiles and it's niceties and it's like, schmoozing and greasing hands. That's a Libra way, right? Very complete. They always seek agreement, but they're literally stockpiling power, power, power. And once they have enough, they go back and they destroy their enemies. And that's what happened. But that's the thing with Libras also. Libras believe in fairness. That's not the same as being equal. They don't believe in egalitarianism. A lot of people think Libras are like, no, Libras think everyone's equal. No, they don't. Libras do think that some people deserve more than others. Not that they're better, but some people deserve more than others. And a lot of Libras think they deserve more than the next person. But here's the thing, Libras, they believe in what's fair, right? If I have a whole pie and I eat the whole pie and give you a bite, if you are on a diet and you didn't even want any pie and a bite was enough, to a Libra, it's like, well, that's fair. Even though she ate all the pie and you only had a bite, you're happy with the bite and she's happy with what she did. So that's fair. Libra looks at fairness as if what happens if everybody's happy, right? Cardi B turned on that Libra scale of fairness. And she said, all right, I'm going to send you a cease once. I'm going to send you a cease and desist order twice. I'm going to send it 3 times. Open sesame. Come on, humble yourself. That's what a Libra does. Open sesame, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Open sesame, open sesame. Tasha K said, hell no. That pride, that ego. As a matter of fact, Tasha K came out and said, how dare you even knock on my palace door? You are below. How dare you even knock on my palace door? And she went in and she literally was on her head. But like any good Libra, you wait until you get that shot and you shoot. And the thing is, when most air signs, especially Libras, take their shot, they don't miss. Cardi did not miss. And Tasha K, instead of just taking the L and say, you know what? I underestimated you. 2, it was my pride, my ego, and my hubris that caused me to act this way. And you know what? All right, you got this one, but you made an enemy for life. Because this is the way Libras think. All right, you got this one, right? I'm going to smile, take my lickings, but you got an enemy for life. And if I ever come across an opportunity to get you back, oh, I'm taking it. But I'm going to wait for the perfect time because it's not enough to annoy you. I want to take you down. That's the way Libras plot revenge. Scorpios would do that when they don't even have any power. They don't care. They're on some Braveheart. We die tonight. We die together. Libras are a little bit more like, I'm going to get my opportunity. It don't matter if I'm 80 on my deathbed. I'm going to get my opportunity. And when I do, you are going to feel it. And when you are, and you sit in there and your whole life is crumbling around, just know, this is a Libra. A Libra is like, just know, I'm sitting here and I'm laughing to myself. And it sounds like the sweetest sound, you crying because your life is falling apart because I knew this day would come. That's the game that Cardi pulled on Tasha. And Tasha, instead of just saying, all right, girl, you got this one, but don't worry, we'll meet again in the future. Tasha's talking about she taking this to the Supreme Court with Olga. Is Olga coming? Yo, is Olga coming? I need to know, is Olga coming? Listen. Tasha Housem said Tasha has 0 accountability and no respect for the court. She's still calling her a prostitute. She should be banned from all social media. Now, here's the thing, y'all. That's all I want to say. And this is not in defense of Tasha K. But can we just listen? I know nobody wants to hear this, right? I know nobody wants to hear this. But saying mean things about someone is not punishable by getting your whole life pulled away from you. Even if Tasha never decided to say that, she wouldn't be thrown in jail. She would just lose more money. And it's a gamble she's waiting to get. It's like it showed that she thinks she's right. It shows that she has no remorse. It shows that she's willing to wrap her ego and pride up in everything. And she's willing to take it to the mat. But girl... Yeah, you see, buddy, that's another thing. And this is a sad thing of life. Money talks. If they can't take Joe Rogan down, they can't touch Tasha K, because what did Tasha say? That was the realest thing she ever said. She literally said The only people that can take me down, I'm paraphrasing, and get rid of me, destroy me, is you, the viewers. And when she said that, I felt that because I said, oh, and I am in here watching, right? I am here, and listen, I wonder what the views are. I'm sure there were millions, or at least 1 million people. By the end of the week, that's going to be at 1 million views at least. The only people that can stop Tasha K, Joe Rogan, John Peterson, right? And I'm not even, y'all stop it. I'm not putting Tasha K in the same basket as Joe Rogan. I'm just not. I'm not. Tasha K was perfectly horrible to Cardi B and perfectly horrible to a lot of people. But y'all, I got to call a spade a spade. Joe Rogan is particularly vile to me, particularly. And if he's still got a platform, and in my mind, he's 20 times worse than Tasha K. He's actually dangerous, right? Not about people ruining your reputation and thinking you loving on beer bottles. Joe Rogan's dangerous. Jordan Peterson, whatever his name, dangerous. Tasha K, dangerous, but in a much different way. In my opinion, Joe Rogan could destabilize this government. Tasha K. Lillie. Oops, sorry, Lillie.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Lillie. Sorry about that. Lillie, really quick, we're going to go over this, but before I do, why don't you tell me your opinion of what happened?
When I watched her video tonight, I was very disappointed in her. There's no accountability, and I'm just going to say it. I don't want to be targeted by her, but hey, let it go. She's going to drown herself until she destroys herself completely. I don't give her no credibility. I don't think she's smart. At this point, she is dumb. Sometimes you have to let stuff go. I would not keep going with this. I would focus on building if I was her. Rebranding. Because if you stay in that dark place, she going to destroy everything around her. And I don't know how long that marriage going to last. I'm not down on her marriage. When you in the craziness like this, you can destroy everything around you.
Let me tell you something. That marriage is secure. You know what I know?
I hope it is.
She said,
I pray for them because I'm going to tell you, I'm sad for her. I'm really sad for her because she is drowning in her own misery. Because I'm looking outside the box. When she was talking tonight, it reminded me of Donald Trump. It reminded me of Donald Trump. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah. It's sad. I'm going to be honest. I was like, oh my God. I can understand her wanting to fight, but to still repeat those things that you already admitted in court, you lied. Why keep going? And how old is she? 40 years old? She's at an age so she should not be doing all this craziness. Yes, it is. To me, I believe there's a certain age you shouldn't be doing certain stuff because some people are like, well, there's no age limit on. Yes, it is. The gig is up. Let it go.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, it was scary listening to. I was like, this girl is crazy. I really think she's crazy now. It's scary.
I think she just found a new way to wrap her ego. And don't get me wrong, nobody likes to lose. I don't like to lose. But there have been times in my life where someone that I thought was dead wrong and I was right bested me. If you've never been there, good for you, but I've been there. And Lillie, I agree with you that part of getting maturity is realizing, like my dad always said, I never understood it when I was a little kid, but when I got older, it made perfect sense to me. Sometimes you don't get revenge. Sometimes your revenge is being able to walk away and move on with your life. That's your revenge. That's your revenge.
Yes.
Being happy, living well, moving on.
Yes.
If you keep it up, it will consume you. And maybe you'll take them down, but it's foregone conclusion. You're going to go down too. So many blessings. When she said that she started this in 2015, I said, wow, right? All these blessings, all these talents. Y'all can say what you want about Tasha K. That girl is talented. She has a silver tongue. She could be a politician if she wants to.
Now that I agree.
She's talented. Even half the stuff she said, I took notes. I said, this, looking at the paper, it sounds crazy as hell. But there were a few times I was like, okay, fine. But Tasha, you doing all this to call someone herpes B? If you was really trying to fight this war, you don't fight a war. Even if I say, okay, Tasha, I'm going to take everything you say on face value. You believe what you're saying is true. This is a battle of epic proportions against good and evil. Heaven has waged war on hell below, and it will be fought on this earth, and she will stand as the only last mighty bastion of what's good in this world. All right, Tasha, let's just say all that's true.
Whew.
If you wanted to do it, and everybody knows if you really fighting a war, you don't just walk up to the enemy and start shooting randomly. Where's the strategy? Where's your foot soldiers? You're not waging war. This is a war of ego because you're not thinking. Because if you really were trying to wage war, that 3.8 million, there will be a Tasha K fund, right? For lawyers, minority lawyers that believe in respectability politics and in the law school in Atlanta, right? You would literally be training armies and soldiers. Look at the cultural war that the conservatives have been waging on our country since 1960. What did they do? They infiltrated legal. They infiltrated small towns, big government. And now they have this country in a chokehold. It wasn't an accident. It just didn't happen. They literally did the same thing that Tasha K. They tried to wage war in 1960. Nixon, I believe, nominated an Gorsh. Was it Gorsh? He nominated an ultra-conservative Supreme Court justice nominee. He got massacred in court because they were like, nobody believes in these conservative things, and the conservatives literally got their butt spanked. It was the rise of liberalism. It was the rise of neoliberalism. It was the rise of PC culture, right? For 10 years, they went and licked their wounds and thought about how are we going to come back and put this country in a chokehold? And they're like, we need think tanks, we need lobbyists, we need to start appointing local politicians that can appoint judges that are conservative. They literally went to war, and now we see the fruits of their labor. Right now, it looks like they're winning the war. Tasha, if you really are the last bastion of good, fighting this fight for the soul of our children, girl, this is what you're doing. Because it's not about the children. It's about you. It's about your ego. And you know what? That's cool. You ain't got a lie to kick it. But don't sit here and spit in my eye and tell me that it's working. You don't got a lie to kick it. Yo, I don't like that. I'm right. I will stand 10 toes down. I respect that. Listen, I've had irrational thoughts, right? I'm just going to mute you real quick, Lillie. I've had irrational thoughts. I've had this. But for you to sit here and tell me that you took a $3.8 million loss for the culture and this is about the children. Listen, let's start reviewing this. Let's listen. Again, points were made. There was a machine mobilized against you. That's called going to court with somebody very powerful. This is what happens, right? You got to stand against Cardi B, right? Girl, I'm just still trying to figure out. And Lillie, I'm going to bring you back on. Sorry, I muted you. I just heard like background noise. Sorry. But I'm just going to ask you, and I want to ask you, Lillie, and I'm like, do you think Tasha K believes this ideology she's spewing, or do you think she's just doing it because she found something new to couch her ego? And what do you think, Lillie?
My honest opinion, she believes it.
You think she believes it?
Mm-hmm. She believes everything she's saying.
Someone smiled, said, you need to rewatch and listen. Baby, I watched it 2.5 times. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I got no problem with somebody running game on me, but I know when they're running game on me. Tasha K was running game. It was good game. It sounded good. It rallied the troops. It got someone smile. You need to rewatch and listen, unless I'm misreading your comment. If I am, I'm sorry, sweetie. I might be reading it out of context. But what I'm saying is Tasha K ran game. She ran game. And let's just call a spade a spade. Again, you ain't got a lot to kick it. It was game. It was good game. It's what you needed. You need to rally your troops. And now you're turning this into Tasha's army. Great way to rally your troops. Your super chats were popping. And I'm not saying she was doing it for super chats, right? But I get it. You are mobilizing an army, and that's what you need. You need diehard supporters. But baby, stop it, Tasha. Stop it. Let's get into this. Let's get into Tasha's army, right? Listen, where did she start? Hold on, y'all. Because I got my notes. I got my notes all okay, right? All right. She started tearing up, but she didn't cry. She said, whew. Now, again, Tasha's very funny, which leads me to believe she's a good actress. Most funny people are good actors and actresses. Tasha's case is good actor. She took a deep breath. She braced herself. She said, you know, it's been 4 years and so challenging. But this was this one thing she said that really just had me be like, girl. She said, but she wouldn't change a thing. And I knew Tasha was going to be on some BS because I was like, you wouldn't change a thing? Not even for practical reasons. Not even for practical reasons. You're already walking you're already walking in his path. He's already ordained your steps. That's when I knew that she was going to like not bring in religion, but bring in the religious talk, right? You wouldn't change a thing, not even for practical reasons. You wouldn't have not recorded Lovely T. You wouldn't have not done that. Forget about everything happens for a reason. If somebody said, here is a time machine, you can redo whatever you want, you wouldn't have not recorded Lovely T. You wouldn't have stopped on the second to last video. You wouldn't have did that. Of course you would have. Because you still could have waged your war in court. Cardi still would have sued you even before the Lovely T thing. You still could have accomplished your goals. But now you're sitting there talking about you wouldn't even change anything for practical reasons. Girl, you cap. This is all cap. And that's cool. But you ain't got a lot to kick it. But it's all cap. It's all cap. Listen, one thing I do want to say, everybody talking about Tasha K is going down. No, she not. Tasha K let us know she ain't broke. She don't have a GoFundMe. She don't need a GoFundMe. And she ain't never going to have a GoFundMe. She literally said, and I quote, right? Because don't get it twisted. The Kiwis got some money, right? She literally said, and I quote, okay, to paraphrase, right? They tried to deliver a verdict that would break me. And it didn't work. She let y'all know, bitch, sorry, I'm cursing. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to have a curse-free January, but whatever. We're going to still try to see it out, right? It's not where you're coming from. It's where you're going, right? But she literally let us know, I ain't broke. Money ain't never been a problem over here. So y'all think, again, I don't know if that's true because Tasha might have money, right? I believe Tasha makes more money than we all think on YouTube between her YouTube, her Patreon. I think Tasha make a sweet little coin. I literally would love to see what's in her bank account, right? You know, I'm nosy about people's finances, but she let us know she ain't hardly broke. Now, this let me know also when I was listening, I was like, I actually do believe that. But I also believe that even if this was a financial hardship on her, she would never let us see it. Tasha K is a fighter. She is a warrior. She is a warrior to her soul, right? But Tasha K needs to realize you have built an empire. You are now a warrior king. You are a warrior queen, right? You are a warrior king. You are a warrior king. You cannot rule a kingdom and still be acting like you are the most violent, valiant foot soldier on the field. That's not the way things work, Tasha. And again, I'm not talking down to her. Tasha has built Oh, did we lose Lillie? Hold on. Tasha has built incredible things. Hold on. I think we lost Lillie. Tasha has built incredible things, right? But if that's the case, listen, if that's the case, She needs to listen. You need to start acting like your position. You're the king, you're the queen. You can't have people down. Like, you can't behave like you're still like the best soldier in the world. Listen, who said? Yolanda says here, I like to flip flop. Listen, Yolanda, I cannot help the way that you lack critical thinking skills. I can't. That's life. Yolanda, good luck living a life where someone's all good or all evil. Sweetie, when you get into the real world, if you haven't started living in it, or maybe you have problems in life, no one is all good or evil. People have nuance. And you can say that somebody has good attributes while acknowledging they're bad. That's called nuance. Nobody is all angel and no one is all demon. And if you think you are all angel, the world will come through and humble you. All right, Yolanda. So before you talk about it's not flip-flopping, it's recognizing nuance, it's critical skills, and it's literally having critical conversations. And I would invite everybody that's in this chat. I think most of y'all know, except for Yolanda, what a critical conversation is. All right. If you want someone that's just going to be like the devil, to hell with her, go to another channel, baby. There's a lot of people doing that. But if you want a nuance, intellectual conversation, because any thinking person knows that there's nuance in everything. If you want a nuanced intellectual conversation, then I advise you, baby, to change your tone of voice and join the conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? All right, Yolanda. Be blessed. So anyway, listen. Again, this is a thinking person's stream and a thinking person's conversation. If you want a one-sided conversation, go to someone's channel, or Yolanda, baby, instead of super chatting me, take that $2, open your own YouTube account, and then have your bias one lane way of thinking. All right? All right, guys. All right, so listen, let's move on. Listen, seriously, girl. Anyway, let's get back to the thinking person's conversation, right? Because it's going to be nuanced. People are good and bad. There is a heaven and a hell, but we are human on this earth, and we are a mixture of both. And that's what we talk about, this mixture. We're talking about somebody that had all these blessings, but her ego and her hubris, in my opinion, put her in the situation. And the fact that she said, I wouldn't change a thing, girl, you're not being honest. And if you are, that just shows how much your ego and hubris are on this, right? Are on this. Lillie, jump in there. What do you think about Tasha K when she said she wouldn't even change a thing?
You're right. She's not being honest with that. My opinion, I feel like she telling us one thing in that video, but when she by herself, ooh, it's a whole different story. Because if it was me, I would be somewhere crying. And when I come out, yeah, I would not see any tears. I'm just being honest. I would say what I need to say. Well, she's saying what she needs. That's paying her bills. But when I'm by myself, I will probably be in the car crying. I'm just being honest.
I'm sure she's crying. But the thing is with Tasha, with her ego, and Lillie, you said it earlier, let it go. Because honestly, if you
let it go, it's making me sad for her.
Yeah, like let it go. Because honestly, letting it go don't mean that you don't forget the people that slighted you, right? It don't mean that. It means that you literally say, okay, I took a big loss in a battle, but I'm trying to win a war. So what do you do when you lose a battle? This is just strategic. You don't go from losing a battle and rush into the next one. What do? You withdraw with your troops. You count up your injuries. You nurse your injured back to health, right? You literally make strategic alliances. You then build a bigger, better army, and you come back and then you demolish the people and you win the war. Cardi is thinking like she is going battle to battle. Girl, life is a war. What are you doing? And that's why when you said, let it go, I felt it, because it's like, we just got demolished on the battlefield, and instead of going home and getting stronger and making strategic alliances, no, we're like, no, let's go to the next village. Girl, let it go. You don't have the manpower right now. And there's no shade in that. It's no shade, but there's different ways to win the war. And even if you want to take it to the Supreme Court, do what everybody else that wants to go to the Supreme Court. You must have standing. Tasha, you must have standing. Most people that want to go to the Supreme Court wait for the perfect opportunity to get standing so their case goes straight up. Even if you are going to take it to the Supreme Court and you are going to be stubborn, this ain't the way, not on these merits. You're going to the Supreme Court by arguing that you had the right to violate someone's civil rights. Somebody's constitutional rights in the interest of public interest, because that's what the First Amendment is. Freedom of press is really the public interest to be informed. You violated somebody's constitutional rights because the public had the right to be informed. That you thought that somebody was a gutter snake and had herpes? Girl, wrong road. Tasha. Wrong road. Tasha K has no remorse. In fact, she stated she wouldn't change a thing. She did say she wouldn't change a thing, right? T said, it's a read for me. Hey, my ladies. Hey, Lashina. What's going on, McGinnis? I love that Abby mama. Looking beautiful. Looking beautiful. But like, honestly, girl, let's get into this, right? She wouldn't change anything. She said it was no shock to myself that they were going to lose. Tasha, I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. It was no shock to yourself that you were going to lose. Tasha, why are you playing in our face? Why are you playing in our face? Listen, but then again, Tasha saw Olga on the ones and twos. So I guess it was no shock to me when I saw Olga. You ain't winning this mess, right? Olga, right? Is Olga going to the Supreme Court with her? I hope not, right? She said that her husband, her lawyers, and everything, they were all prepared to lose. Tasha, you taking this to the Supreme Court? You taking some criminal lawyers that don't even know how to try a civil defamation case. I don't care how many hours they worked, probably because they were reading legal canon on defamation. They put in probably 5,000 hours a week because they don't know about civil defamation. So of course they're putting in all these hours because they're trying to catch up to what a regular attorney that specializes in civil defamation would do. Tasha, stop it. We're prepared to go all the way to the Supreme Court, criminal lawyers. Now, here's the thing that did occur to me. And Lillie, I want to ask you this. Do you think Tasha was bluffing? Do you think that Tasha is talking about all this because she doesn't want people to see her humbled and see her lose? So she has to talk big and bad like she's going to go to the Supreme Court, but she's going to start her channel, do other things, and before we know it, she's going to hope we forget about the case. Do you think that's a possibility? Lillie? Am I muted?
No. Hello?
Hey, Lillie. Sorry about that. I didn't hear you. Do you think that do you think that Tasha is maybe just putting on airs and she doesn't want everybody to know how crushing the defeat was? So she's talking about going to the Supreme Court, but there's a chance that she's not going to do it. She's just saying that. Do you think that?
It's a chance that she would not, because in the moment when you are mad, you just about would just say whatever, and you just want to not actually put your hands on somebody, but you want to fight. You want to stomp the ground. She just mad, and she's saying whatever, because once, I'm going to tell you, in a couple of days, I hope so. She'll sit and think, I ain't got time for that. We got bills to pay. I don't care how much money she says she got saved up. Me, I wouldn't have time for it. I'm just going to be honest, because I'm the type of person, when I fall, I get back up and I just keep going, and I always reinvent myself. And there's nothing wrong, Tasha, with reinventing yourself. You're still young. You're beautiful. You have a beautiful family. Yeah. Let it go. Rebuild, reinvent. But you cannot keep going like this. You're going to burn down the whole village, boo. Let it go.
I agree with you. Now, Katrina Johnson says, if she lets it go, where will y'all get your commentary? Katrina.
We on Tattle Tales, honey.
But that's not even it. Don't get me wrong. Tasha's giving me lots of commentary. The trial has been booming for business. I would never front and not say that Tasha K does not contribute to the YouTube community and does not give us talking points, me included. That was never my point. But my point is, Never don't think that you aren't replaceable, and don't ever think somebody won't take your spot, especially when it comes to entertainment. And that's what Tasha K is. It's just like me. Yeah, Tattle Tells, But if y'all ever decide, yeah, she's canceled, I'm out of here. I even know that as much as I think I'm talented and I'm good and I'm going to keep rising and be great, right? To have the hubris to think that you can do whatever you want, however you want, and if you leave, the world won't move on, baby. That attitude only sets you up for failure. There is something about having humbleness to me being, well, I'm not anything. Do y'all think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm smart? I don't know. I'm a dum-dum. That's not being humble to me. That's being literally having no love for yourself. I don't mind prideful people. I don't mind boastful people. Baby, if you got it, flaunt it. Somebody comes walking in the room with all bells going. I don't care if you're my worst enemy. I'm going to be like, God damn, she did that. She looked good. She said, somebody, my worst enemy, could give an eloquent speech. And I'd be like, all right, that dumb bitch did it. All right, that was a good speech. I'll give credit where credit is due. But where people start tripping up, in my opinion, right? And I've been guilty about this sometimes too when I was younger. But the thing, and this is not, when people say humble yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to think that you're below anyone. It doesn't mean that you have to think that other people are above you. It doesn't mean you have to have this false humility. To be humble is to realize that I have all these gifts in the world, and the universe, God, Buddha, Muhammad, whatever you believe in, not Muhammad, sorry, I know he's not, but Allah, Buddhist, Jesus, Father, Son, the Holy Trinity, whatever you believe in, right? The Wiccans, the earth, the grass, the sky, whatever you believe in, has given you this opportunity to share your gifts with the world and make your life beautiful, and also make the world a better place. And again, Tasha K uses her gifts through the gift of talk, right? Regardless of what we think, regardless of what you think, people listen to her, and she's right. People that are depressed, people that are sick, people that are angry, sad, mad, bored, scared, confused, wherever they are, they listen to her and she gives them comfort. Tasha K is a talented woman. I never said she wasn't. But goddamn, the humility, humbleness is not thinking that you're less than or you should be grateful. It's knowing that the universe is giving you an opportunity to share your gifts. And if you fumble the opportunity, there will be somebody else with gifts that the universe the opportunity to. Yes, you're blessed and highly favored because those gifts were dropped in your lap and the universe opened up, right? What is it? Preparation, opportunity, and good old-fashioned luck. That's that universe, the luck dropping in your lap. So why would you squander this amazing opportunity you've been given on a grudge? Why? Because the universe can give that to someone else. Again, I think that I'm very good at what I do. I know what my talents are, right? It takes a lot for somebody to make me feel bad about myself. But I still know that if my channel gets pulled down tomorrow, or, I fall ill, whatever reason I can't go on, there'll be somebody else to fill the void. Never forget, there's always somebody else to fill the void, but the universe has blessed you with this opportunity that right now I'm filling this void. Right now, at this moment, I'm here and I'm taking advantage of the opportunity. And I wish Tasha K would realize that. That's what it is, where it's like, it's humbling yourself. It doesn't mean you have to sit there and let people spit on you and treat you like crap and talk to you like you're anyway. That's not being humble. That's not, listen, the universe made you, the Lord made you. You have love for yourself, because you are a reflection of all the greatness in the universe. So no, you never let anybody treat you bad. But that doesn't mean that if you squander your gifts, listen, you went too far. YouTube was a wild place. The gossip game in YouTube was a wild place in 2000. When did she start? 2015? YouTube was a wild place. Now they got all these regulations and all. It was a wild place. All right. Tasha went too far. She was feeling herself. She went too far. Cardi asked her to stop. Let's look at the facts. She went too far in Cardi's mind. Cardi asked her to stop. Tasha was like, I ain't stopping, and you can't make me. I'm mixing up the names. Tasha went too far, right? Cardi said, you went too far, and I want you to stop. Tasha said, I ain't never stopping. Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? You? And Cardi said, all right, if you don't stop, I'm taking you to court. Everybody else Cardi told to stop, they stopped, right? Cardi went to court. Now the judge in the legal system told her to stop. And she's not going to stop. She said she's not sorry. Like, at what point? And the thing is, if you really, really, really waging this war, you could have literally pulled those videos down. And listen, because I remember too, Cardi B was a wild girl back then. She's literally shining up, but she was a wild girl. There were a million ways that you could have dragged Cardi B back then without saying that she was loving on beer bottles, without saying she had herpes, and without saying she was prostitute. There were a million other things that you could have dragged her for. Tasha is a wordsmith. We saw it tonight. She didn't say one curse word, ain't drag anyone, didn't get into the gutter. And she literally had our minds singing. Say what you want. I know it was all cap, but she's so good at what she does. Again, Cardi, Tasha, I know I keep confusing the names. I don't know why, but excuse me, y'all. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Listen, speak with your girl, Marcella, too. This is probably for you, Lillie. You know she loves you. She said the only supreme.
Hey, Marcella.
Yes, Marcella said the only supreme Tasha going to get is Taco Supreme, Burrito Supreme. She is not remorseful, just revengeful, and continue to taunt Cardi B. Foolishness again. If your goals are to take down the system and Cardi B, there are better ways and smarter ways to do it. There are. Again, this is a battle. You trying to win a war. When you get injured in a battle and you lose, even if it's 10% or 5% of your army, you don't run to the next town. You literally take a chance, consolidate power, and then you go on to win the war. Autumn Renee said, new to your channel and loving every bit of it. Love how you point out both sides of the coin. Stay blessed. Thank you so much, Autumn Renee. Thank you so much. You know, we play devil's advocate on this channel, right? Listen, not linear thinkers, but then again, I vibe with linear thinkers because even linear thinkers know that there's a duplicit nature to humanity. If you study any type of philosophy, if you study any type of psychiatry, you know what, you don't even got to do that. If you've actually lived in the real world and you don't steep yourself in denial, that is it. You learn. Nobody's all good and nobody's all evil. People that are very, very good people will disappoint you sometimes. People that are very, very good people will do some messed up stuff. But to me, a mistake does not define someone. Falling down does not define someone. Getting in a tunnel vision where you refuse to change your behavior and you keep making that same mistake, that defines somebody. Falling down and laying down, right? And refusing to get up, that defines somebody's character. Again, I don't hold 1 or 2 mistakes. I don't even hold 50 mistakes against someone because at the end of the day, are you trying to be better? Some people learn different than others. And again, when I say learn, people think when they hear learn, humble, it's on some, put you in your place. That when I say that, that's not what I mean. It's not my job to put anybody in their place. It's not. Now I can comment, I can drag, I can do whatever, but it's not my job to put somebody in the place. That's for the creator, heaven, hell, wherever you going, right? Because at the end of the day, you know that saying, every man will be accountable for their own sins. You can't look and be like, but Tisa did, but so-and-so did. That's not, no, I can't be like, Lillie did that, Tasha did that, so why are you mad at me? At the gates. Tisa, shut up. We talking about you. We talking about what you did. We'll talk to Lillie when she gets here. We'll talk to Tasha when she gets here. But baby, we talking about you. So stay on focus, right? So when I say to learn and humble, I don't mean so you know you're not ish and this and that. That's not the way I teach. That's not the way I learn. When I say humble yourself and learn, I mean learn to be the best, strongest, most unstoppable version of yourself. Learn to take your gifts and use them like a laser beam so you can excel. And I just don't think, girl, I'm sorry. I keep saying, let's get into this interview. We'll move on. Let me just read these super chats, Lillie, and then I'm going to read what happened in the interview. You give your thoughts and I'll give mine. So Steve Dixon said, like it's always been said, pride goes before the fall. It's just sad to see that Tasha K, this case for years for no other reason other than her own ego, just to take the L and move on with your life. And she got a beautiful life. And listen, it's a good bet. Said Tisa, you favor Maya, the R&B singer. No, I don't. I actually just have this quick weave clicked in because I didn't have time to wash and condition my hair and it's looking a mess. So I literally, it's still got the edge control from the ponytail in it. So I put this quick weave in. So that's why I look like Maya. Lips are telling me yes. Maya kissing on my. That's why I look like Maya, because I got a Maya quick weave in. You know, don't let the quick weave for you. All right, let's go. What else do we have? We have Delane J said, Tasha's pride is the reason she's in this mess. Tasha would be sinking and going down instead of admitting she's drowning. And that's the thing, Tasha. She didn't even have to get on that stage and admit she was drowning. She didn't have to get on that stage and be like, oh, I'm so sad. She didn't have to. Tasha, to me, she has a silver tongue. She could be a politician. Tasha is a leader. That's why she got 1 million people. Tasha knows how to motivate people. She knows how to inspire. She knows how to make her words, whether it's to hurt, to inspire, to laugh, to humiliate. She knows how to make her words work for her, right? I honestly expected Tasha to get on there and talk about the bold new future that she's going to create. I thought Tasha was going to talk about what was next. Instead, she talked about round 2 and is ready going down to the mat. And I was like, listen, yes, a mistake is an opportunity to learn. But I literally thought Tasha was going to get on there and say, people of Earth, I have come upon thee, and talk about the brave new future. Instead, she got on that bitch like Mussolini. Y'all remember, did y'all ever listen to Mussolini's speech? If you haven't, go and Google it. It's like in black and white, right? And the audio's off, but he was sitting there with the crowd talking about the wheels of change. What is it? The wheels of change are moved by blood. And everybody was like, yes, let's all die. He literally had these people so capped up that they were ready to go on I don't even want to say it, but they were ready to delete themselves from this earth, all by his words. She was pounding the table, literally waging war in heaven against the devil on earth. Tasha, to call somebody herpes B, again, it makes sense, Tasha, until we realize, what are you fighting for? Tasha, you know how to use your words. Tasha, stop it. Listen, yes, Mussolini was a fascist. He was. Mussolini was a horrible person, but those speeches literally turned a whole continent into fascists for a good 10 or 12 years. That's what I'm saying. Tasha K has that power with her words. Mussolini probably could have been the next prophet written in all the holy books if he had chosen to use his gifts for good, right? Tasha, what are you doing with your gifts? What are you doing with gifts? Mussolini's gifts were, and I'm not comparing Tasha K to Mussolini, but I'm saying I remember that speech when he's like, the wheels of change are moved by blood. And I was like, God damn, he's a really, really good wordsmith. And he moved people to fall off the cliff with him, all for his ego, all for his pride. Even when his version of the world did not sit well and it looked like he was slipping away, he still doubled down. Again, that interview with Kelly Price, when she was talking about R. Kelly. If y'all haven't seen the interview, I showed a little bit on my page, but she was talking about R. Kelly, how she knew. And she said, did you know R. Kelly? And Kelly Price was like, what'd you think when he got tried that first time and he got acquitted? And she said, the Lord gives you a warning before the big fall.
Preach.
If you do not heed that warning, you will fall. You will fall. Before he takes everything away, he gives you a warning. And I don't know, was a cease and desist a warning? She says that 3.8 million ain't ish. So basically, if we believe what Tasha K said, he gave her a slap on the hands. You said that money wasn't much. You know, they tried to break you, but it didn't. And good, it didn't. You were wise with your coins. Great. So was this your warning? Was this your warning? I don't know. Tasha, let's get into some other stuff she said. Hold on. Hey, Mocha. Hey, Mocha Mima. Thank you for so much joining the the Tattle Tells. I'm going to open up my next members only live saying the wheels of change are moved by blood. Tattle Tells, rise up. All right, so listen. She said that she prepared for the worst. She called bluff on the bullies. They were trying to let us know, trying to make us believe that prostitution, drug use, promiscuity, and violence are wrong. Now, here's the thing, and this comes into that duplicitous thinking. All my critical thinkers, come to the front, right? That's all y'all, so come to the front. When I said that, I said, Tasha, you're not wrong. The record industry right now does glorify violence and does glorify drug use. All the SERP, all that, it does. And it glorifies prostitution. Y'all think that it's the women. No, the men are the ones glorifying prostitution because they're the ones talking about women like they're prostitutes and treating women like they're prostitutes. Both sides are glorifying, but the men way more, right? They're glorifying misogyny, objectification of women. All right, Tasha. But girl, you trying to act like you the hand of God because you couldn't call somebody herpes B, and you were literally spreading fake information about them loving on beer bottles. Girl, I see what you're saying, but according to you, you're part of the problem. So what we doing here? Literally, that's when I was just like, I see your point, but you are literally one of the people that you're condemning. What's going on? Why do you think you're the hand of God when you literally are that person? She said it's sold to our children. People sell their souls, and it's sold to our children through people that have the it factor. Again, Tasha, you have said and promoted very vile things. And I'm not going to say I'm an angel, and by the grace of God, I hope I'm never in that situation where I go too far. I really do, right? Now, for all y'all saying you've already gone too far, shut up. I said, I hope. I don't think I went too far, right? But she said by somebody that has the it factor, but that's you, Tasha. You got the it factor. And what are you teaching? Our little boys and girls, like I said, are you teaching that if someone does not conform to what you think are normative behaviors, that you have the right to lie on them, shame them, humiliate them, literally doing the real life version of the Game of Thrones where Cersei was stripped down naked and dog marched through King's Landing while they're throwing like old huggy diapers on her? Literally, you are telling Tasha, you literally, and the funny thing is, that's so weird. This hard line that the jury took on her, and it was a hard line. You are mad that you couldn't take that on another person. That's the way I read it. Again, you're mad that you couldn't do to another person what they did to you. Tasha. She said that the machine is there. Cardi B earns, no lies told, she earns a lot of money for a lot of very powerful people. And if you think that doesn't play a part in it, it does. But it doesn't mean that's the way our justice system works. Justice, and you don't have a right to a fair trial well, maybe that's what it says in the Constitution. But in America, we all know you get the opportunity to have a fair trial. How much money and power you have is what actually determines if you have a fair trial. Tasha, you know that because she's a smart woman, right? She said that it was extremely prejudicial. She said they tried to paint her as an angry and malicious woman. Perhaps, but I would also like to say that they painted her as an angry and malicious woman. Let's look at what it is. Cardi's attorneys painted you as an angry and malicious woman. However, Tasha, your attorney's job were to paint you like a little angel, and your attorneys didn't do their job. So can you really get mad at the jury? Because the jury made a decision off of the evidence that was presented. Your team presented weaker evidence. Your team did not do all they could do to defend you. I know that even the way she's like, me and my legal team, and we're going to take it all the way to the top. So this is all cap. What Johnda said was right. You're letting your team, you're saying all this stuff, and the team's like, yeah, right? Ram her ass up. And she's like, no, Cardi B needs to play. And her team is like, Olga's like, ram her ass up, getting her so hyped. Girl, I can't. Lillie, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts?
Her team is definitely ramming her ass up. And there's going to be more money while they ramming her ass up. They're going to be getting out of her, trying to pursue this again.
Yes. Yes.
She's destroying herself. And Olga and them, if they tell her this is okay, they're going to pay a price too. That's just how life goes.
Yes.
But the karma she may experience because she won't let this go and you just keep going on with this nonsense. Tasha, you digging a hole. Right now, I see you trying to crawl out, but you pushing yourself further in the hole. There's no way to get out of the hole if you don't accept the truth. I see it that she's not accepting the truth. Justice has been served. Sometimes we can't win them all. And if she let it go, she is a winner. That's how I look at it. Cardi won the trial, but if Tasha let it go, Tasha, you would be a winner. Sometimes you have to fail to get back to a winning place. Everybody goes through it.
But it's also, and to your point, it's also an expensive lesson to learn. Because now you know when you're going a little bit too far and you can pull out. You can listen. So Tasha says she's a platform for truth. She said her character is selling sex and violence. Okay. She had on her helmet of salvation and her breastplate of, she was ready for war. She said this is First Amendment rights. It's a modern genocide happening. They're teaching us to sell bodies. They're teaching children to be degenerates. Listen, I have listened to, music as we all have, and the messages there for young and personal minds are not good at all.
True.
However, true. That's the thing. And that's why she's so skilled. You wrapped it in truth. That's true. But Tasha, before this lawsuit, what were you doing to stop this modern genocide where they sell bodies and teach children to be degenerates? What were you doing? If you believe so strongly in this, what were you doing? It's almost like you really didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say care, there's different levels of caring. It might have concerned her, but to me, you put your money where your mouth is, or you put your labor where your mouth is. What were you doing to change this tide that weighed so heavily on your soul that you waged a $3.8 million holy war? Again, Tasha K could be a politician. That girl is talented. And I don't care. Y'all can fight me. Tasha K is talented. Cardi B is talented. Talented in different ways, but damn, Tasha K is talented. You can't deny that woman's talent. She said, now here's what I do agree with her. She said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, that she's in a space and they're mad that she's in a space and they feel like she never earned the respect to be there. This is what I can't agree with her, right? The powers that be are mad, not mad, but they're trying to figure out how to control and commodify this new era. Where before, if Tisa wanted to tell her opinion, she would have to go interview and do this and do that. And, the person that's the manager for the radio station or the talk show on the TV would be like, I don't know. Her edges always look a little bit nappy. I don't know if I'm going to have her, right? What did Oprah Winfrey say? She said when she went to go interview, somebody told her boss, I'm never going to put that in on television. And now she still is the queen of daytime talk. They're mad because there are gatekeepers. And y'all can argue if you want, but there are gatekeepers set up to keep people that don't fit what they think should be representative of the culture out. People that look like you, people that look like me, people that look like them, he, she, them, her, everyone. There are powers that be. And we see them all the time. We see how white heterosexual men have Hollywood and TV in a chokehold. It could be a movie. How the hell did Tom Cruise star as the Last Samurai? They have culture in a chokehold. Even if it's a movie about people that are the Last Samurai. It's in Japan against Japanese people. And somehow a white man comes in and they are the only person that can save and they are the last samurai on earth. Listen, the powers that be are gatekeepers. And y'all can argue with what you want, but I'm telling y'all, and I believe this firmly, I'm getting to my point, but hold on, representation matters. What representation matters. And if you don't believe that representation matters, you either are overly represented or you never got representation and you don't know what a difference it makes in life. It makes a difference that somebody, a little Latasha Kibi, that's 3 years old, can look up and see Tasha K. Hopefully they got that on mute and she ain't calling somebody herpes B and talking about you making love to beer bottles. Hopefully when little Tasha Kibi, the 3-year-old Tasha Kibi in 2020 is looking up at that TV, it's on mute. But it makes a difference to look up and see somebody on TV and it look just like you, just like your mom, just like your sisters, just like your brothers, just like your cousins. It makes a difference. That's why they try so hard to be gatekeepers, because they realize how much seeing somebody that looks like you can ignite the soul and literally take off shackles in your brain and you will soar. Think about how many little kids that saw Obama and Michelle Obama now think it's possible that they could be president of the United States if they play their cards right. When I was born, I didn't even realize, I didn't even think it was possible until I saw Barack Obama get elected. And it occurred to me, something clicked. Damn. How sad is it that I didn't even know I put an own ceiling on myself. How sad. There's a million people. Now, I'm not saying I'm qualified to be president, right? Maybe Secretary of State. But I'm not saying I'm qualified to be president, right? But what I am saying is representation. So she was right about the gatekeepers. She was right that they're mad that there's no more red tape. And Tasha K, even on her most professional day, went into networks against somebody that looked like Scarlett Johansson. I'm 100% certain. Would she be there? Maybe. Who's more qualified, Tasha K or Scarlett Johansson? Clearly Tasha K. Would Tasha K get that job? I don't know. I'm being serious. Would I get that job against Scarlett Johansson? I don't know. I'm being serious, right? So they're mad that there's no more red tape. They're mad that Tasha has the keys, that we have the keys, that social media through Instagram Live and YouTube and Twitter, there has been a new rise up of influencers and power brokers that are outside the system. And guess what? We don't need it, right? So she's right about that. You're right. But Tasha, you're arguing all this so you can say somebody was loving up on beer bottles. This is Tasha, girl. She's the new age media character. She is the dawn of a new civilization. All right, Tasha, I'll give you that. You got 1 million. You literally showed a lane in YouTube that even YouTube didn't know was possible. Again, you arguing the fact to say that somebody was loving up on beer bottles and was a prostitute when there's no proof. Tasha. TG says, Tasha has to keep up that street facade to hide her pain. Her pride won't let her show vulnerability, which foretells emotional unintelligence. Hey, TG, that's the thing. I've seen Tasha K's interviews with Nene's boy toy and with Martell's mistress, right? Adrian, is that her name? Anyway, I think Tasha K is actually pretty emotionally intelligent. I do think that maybe when her ego, maybe you're right, TJ, when her ego activates, it's like the Holy Spirit activate, Holy Spirit activate. I really think that when her ego activates, that's when her emotional intelligence goes down. She said that, I know they thought they tried to drain me financially. It did not. But that's the funny thing, Tasha. It wouldn't have drained you at all if you had just settled the case, or if you had just abided by the cease and desist. You could have pulled that video down and put up 3 in the meantime. But then again, Tasha built an empire, so who am I? I'm just an unknown YouTuber. Tasha K has 1 million subscribers, right? She said her First Amendment right was hindered. It was. She said that she's broken hundreds of stories. She's worked with worked to destroy conspiracies. She built it up from her bedroom floor. The machine tried to squeeze everything they could out of her. She said she worked at a server in season 52. She came up from the mud, right? What did Meek Mill say? I came up like the dirt, like Derek, right? Came up like was it Derek? Whatever, right? Literally, she is that rose that grew through concrete. But you know what the weird thing is? It Tasha K had this much emotive energy, this much eloquence. I mean, it wasn't a surprise to me. I see this in her, right? Everybody sees it in her. That's why they watch her. But if you had all this, then I just want to say, why didn't you read a statement to the jury? Why didn't your lawyers use some of this for closing argument? Why didn't your lawyers even use some of this, the best parts, when they were talking about how much the jury damages were going to be? Girl, Tasha is just like, she said she will appeal, right? She's taken up to the Supreme Court. Lillie, to this point, when you said her husband, she hopes she don't lose him. Tasha ain't losing that man, because she was quick to say he's the only man that truly supports her. That sets a precedent. Her man is her biggest fan, and as well he should be. I know my man's my biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? As well, your partner, man, woman, whatever, should be your biggest fan. So, okay, good, right? Her lawyers did preserve everything for the record. Again, preserving for the record doesn't mean that you win. It just means that, okay, you appeal him, right? She said that the media is a power, right? She has over 1 million viewers. The fans built it, and the fans are the only ones that can take it away. I believe that. Right? She said there was no evidence of Cardi B wanting to delete herself. She said there was no, basically she said that Cardi B was a liar, right? And they basically were just wowed by what a sweet person she was. Yes, Tasha, that's what happens in juries, right? Especially when your lawyers didn't really submit any opposing evidence. So all they had was Cardi B's lawyer's narrative, and they had Cardi B and they liked her, and all the evidence was in her favor. Yes, Tasha, talk to Olga, right? She said, now, although the court hasn't asked her, and this is what made me think that maybe this was all cap from Tasha. She said that although the court hasn't asked her, she took the videos down. She ain't no fool. She might be waging a war in heaven, but she knows those ad revenue, that Google AdSense check needs to come on the 20th of each month, right? Now, she said that she's been arrested. Her life was threatened. Her life actually what? Now, here's the funny thing I want to say, because that counterclaim that threw out, that never sat right with me. And again, I think not that the judge threw it out, because it never sat right with me that that counterclaim. She claimed that some of Cardi's friends, not friends, but her gang member associates, threatened her life. Two of the people signed sworn affidavits saying that Cardi asked them to handle it. There was text message streams that they were planning to do something or hurt Tasha K, right? Cardi wasn't on those text message streams, but they did exist. And the judge said, the counterclaim was dismissed because the judge said that there is no direct evidence that Cardi B, even though all these people did these things, there's no direct evidence that Cardi B was involved. I believe that. But this is what I don't understand about her criminal lawyers. If Tasha K's life really was threatened, you had all this evidence, why didn't you actually take it to the DA and ask them to press charges? Again, you have your civil lawyers, but your criminal lawyers, but can your criminal lawyers, they're not good at civil, but are they good at criminal? I'm just asking for a friend. Listen. Hold on, who said this? Diamin Slari said, if Tasha K would have read that in court, Cardi would have gotten 100 million. You stupid.
Ooh, that's funny.
Lillie, jump in. What you think of all this? I'm sorry, I've been all talking for 20 minutes. All this.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't even know where to start with it, because it's like it blows your mind.
Yeah. It blows your mind. It definitely does. Now, here's the thing. We know Cardi sent gang members to beat up those girls, but y'all caping for her, crazy, worshiping at the feet of celebrity. I just want to say this. We cannot forget that Cardi already has one case. That is, she is currently in the process. It's going to go to court probably sometime in summer. Ooh, we're going to bring this panel back. And we also know that the Bronx DA is still thinking about whether they want to press charges in the second case. This is also why Cardi, again, she has a big heart. I don't want to be cynical, but I don't want to be cynical, right? She helped Bronx victims of fires, and she's been donating a lot to charity and doing all this stuff. So you know what? I don't want to be cynical, and I'm going to take her charity work for good. Even some of the burn victims were from Africa, and she literally paid to have them transported back to Africa and for them to get the funeral of the family's choosing. So again, I'm not going to be cynical. I'll take her her deeds as coming from a good heart, because that's what I choose to believe. Y'all can have your own opinion, but I choose to believe that she did it because she's rich. The money wasn't nothing to her. She's from the Bronx. The Bronx, if you guys don't know, have a sordid history of fires. Back then in the Bronx, I think it was in the 50s or the 60s. That's why there's a New York fire code. Landlords would literally set fire. Google it. This isn't me making up. Landlords would literally set fire to apartment buildings in the Bronx because the insurance money was worth more than the buildings. And they would set fire while families were sleeping in there. It was horrible. So many people died, all for insurance money. Google it. It wasn't just 1, 2, it was something. And nobody in New York did anything, even though everybody knew what was going on, because the people in the Bronx weren't even looked at as human. They were disposable. They were disposable. It's a shameful past of New York, but it's not that past. It was only 30 or 40 years ago. So the Bronx has a history with people and family members and loved ones dying in fires that were set by landlords that just wanted the insurance money, and they set it while people are on fire. Women, children, men, kids, dogs, cats, everybody died. Right? So for Cardi to do that, it was a good thing. She has a history with the Bronx. She's from the Bronx. It was a good, benevolent thing. And she's been doing other charity. And Tasha's been doing charity, right? Good. I'm glad. They are both super rich. Cardi got more money than she know what to do with it. I'm glad. And again, I hope this sets a precedent for other celebrities. You know how celebrities like, it's my money. Don't tell me what to do with it. I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. If you want to spend your money on a $500,000 car, right, like your mama's walls are melting down, do what you want. Do what you want. However, please don't stop me from praising someone that I feel used their money for a good cause. I'm not going to say anything when you're doing that, right? Your mama don't even got a generator in her house. She's working off of gas lanterns. No, right? I'm going to literally just compliment people that do what they can with their money in a real way, right? EA says she can't come off weak and quiet because that is off brand. She may let this go, but not say anything about it. She isn't going to show us that she's waving the white flag. She'll never do that. You know what, EA? I think you have a point. I definitely think you have a point, without a doubt. I believe that. I believe that. Lillie, do you believe that Tasha K is not going to come off as weak and quiet? She's not. She may let it go, but she's not going to say anything. She's never going to wave that white flag. Do you believe that?
Well, he said she's not going to say anything. Is that what he said?
No, she said that Tasha may let this go, but she's not going to tell us because her brand is like, rah, rah, rah.
That makes sense. But I want to say something. I remember listening to her and she said about the fighting, the prostitution, all of that. But I recall listening to her on her channel. I don't know which video it was. She said she used to fight all the time. So Cardi and her are two people that used to fight. And like you said, there are similar things between them. Think about it. Even they both have a son and a daughter. They both married and mothers. You know what I mean? But it's certain things Tasha K said that she waging a war against that she has done herself. She stated it on her channel. I heard her say she used to fight all the time. She could fight. So it's just like, I think about a lot of stuff she said. Then, okay, let's say she get to the Supreme Court. How she's going to get rid of saying she lied about everything? She sat at the stand and said, I lied. There's no way around it. Then nobody put a gun in her back or put a stick in her back or had something around her neck to make her say it. She said, I lied.
True. Listen.
I was there to hear it. There's no way for her to, she can lie and say she didn't say it, but she said it.
That's true. And you guys, listen, justice is a bit like justice is a bit like the pearly gates of heaven. Shout out to blogs, Bree Media. I saw you in the chat. Shout out to you, Mama. Thank you so much for sending information over. But I want to say that, like, you said, when are we going to talk about like what's going on with Cardi B? Listen, Cardi B was a wild girl there, right? But here's the thing. Cardi B called Tasha to the front of the class, and the jury decided between them who was right, who was wrong. Cardi B is about to come up in her own thing. Karma, maybe she'll get off, maybe she won't. But Cardi B is about to have to reckon for her own behavior. And she can't say, oh, she upset me, or there was this tweet, or, also she's going to have to count for her own thing. But we can't talk about a trial that's coming up when we already have this in front of us. She's going to have to account for her own actions. And again, if somebody has a thing, they can go and pull her into court. She got money, right? She has money. So she's literally going to have to unwind, right? She's going to have to she's going unwind. See what I did right there? She's literally going to have to pay. Cardi B was a wild girl. She ran up in somebody's job to beat her up while she was performing, like while she probably had a performance at the MTV Music Awards next week. Cardi B was a wild girl. She was under a lot of stress and pressure. It's no excuse, but she was acting very, very volatile. Listen, I know Cardi's y'all fave. You can act like that, but let's not act like we don't know Cardi from 2018, 2019. This new Cardi is like the new Tasha, a kinder, gentler version. But let's not act like Cardi's an angel. But at this point, Tasha didn't sue her for doing all this stuff. Cardi sued her for that. And Tasha basically told on herself, EA said there were other news outlets that put the herpes story out. Why go after Tasha K? Because she felt like it would be easy to take her down. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like on both sides, it was two people with a lot of ego. Both of them got a lot of ego, and both of them got a lot of pride, because that pride is what got them out of the dirt, right? And they went to war with each other. And I don't think that either of them, it's just my opinion, were really prepared for how things escalated. And honestly, y'all can get mad if y'all want. This is just my opinion, right? Johnda has kind of co-signed on it, right? But this is just my opinion from just reading a little bit about the legal analysis. Y'all can get mad all y'all want. If Tasha K did not have that tape by Lovely T that she made, where she confessed to knowing it was lies, if Tasha K had not confessed on her other lies, then yeah, I was lying. And I knew she was making that up, but so what? If she had not confessed to the crime and actually confessed to knowing, so what? She can go to therapy. Had she not confessed to that, Cardi B wouldn't have had much of a case. Y'all can get mad all y'all want, but she wouldn't have had much of a case. It was only by the grace of, I don't want to say God, but whoever did that case actually got admitted, and Tasha played it on her live. But had she not, I'm telling y'all, my opinion, I'm not Judge Judy or Judge Joe Brown, so y'all can tell me, Tisa, shut up. But I'm telling you, defamation and slander, right? Especially slander, I think, because it's over a public airway. Defamation, defamation. One of them is over public airways. One of them is written down, right? They did public slander, which I guess is defamation. Slander is, I guess, when it's written, right? It is so hard to prove when you are a public figure, even when you are a public figure of limited purpose, right? It is so amazingly hard to prove, and I don't think people realize how high. And you know why the court system's made it that high? Because they realize the way people are, right? Just like on YouTube, instead of calling people haters, the new thing is, you're another Tasha K. Like, dum-dums, do you hear yourself? Do you understand why Tasha K lost the case? Do you understand what's going on? She confessed to the crime. What's my confess? What you arguing at? But I'm telling y'all, when it comes to this stuff, right? It is amazingly hard to do. And they made it such a high thing because they didn't want Gertrude and Marissa arguing, saying, why are you here? Why are you wasting the court's time? Because I walked into the room and Marissa said, I look ugly like a dog face and I don't got any style. She's a liar. Marissa, no, I'm the flyest girl on this block. But listen, Marissa, know that. Because again, y'all laugh, but there are people petty enough and dumb enough to actually go to court because somebody said that she looked like her breath stink and she looked like she was stink, and somebody don't like the way the skirt's fitting and that hairstyle don't compliment her and that lipstick makes her look dumb. Lillie, am I lying? There are people.
You telling the truth. Yes.
Yeah. That's why they made it such a high standard. It's a standard that very few people have. People talk about, oh, Beyonce should have sued Tasha K. Do you know why Beyonce didn't sue Tasha K? Do you know why half the people don't sue Tasha K? Because the level of burden is so high to meet. It's actually near impossible, really. However, right? Never say never, because Tasha K literally confessed to all the elements of the crime. Cardi B could have rolled in there naked, talking about party with Cardi. I got a 6-pack of beer bottles. What's up? Listen, judge, meet me in the chambers. And still would have won that case because of Tasha K's confessions. I just want everybody being like, yes, this is going to change the face of YouTube. For who? YouTube didn't even pour videos down. You guys have no idea how high that burden is. And that's why Tasha K was so confident walking in, because the odds that Cardi B would have won that case had she not confessed would have been so low. Cardi B probably would have been paying Tasha K's legal fees. However, and this is when it comes to getting able counsel, the counsel knew what the evidence was, and the counselor Olga should have sat her butt down and said, listen, Tasha, in a normal case, most likely it would be a stalemate. She wouldn't win anything. Maybe you can get attorney's fees, right? But in this case, you confessed to everything, babes. So I don't know what you want to do. You want to settle? Because that's another thing. Cardi B's team was open to settling back then because even they know, because they're competent counsel, they knew that it was going to be a tough mountain to climb. And you can spend all this money and do all this stuff and and still lose. They knew. That's why they were open to settling. It wasn't until that counterclaim got thrown out, right? And the mess hit the fan, right? It wasn't until that counterclaim got thrown out that Cardi was like, all right, I got this. But I'm sure Cardi was like a few nights talking to Offset and Culture like, damn, you think it's going to happen? And let's not forget, Cardi tried to de-escalate the situation a bunch of times. That's another reason why the lawyer, even with the damages, let's just say they found her guilty. That's another reason the damages were so high. Because they're like, this girl sent you 3 cease and desist orders. You ramped up. This girl asked you to take it off. You ramped up. This girl said she wanted an apology. I mean, Tasha K could have said, well, she was lying. She's just saying that. She wouldn't have stopped. But the judge could have been like, no. Because like Azalea Banks and everybody else that was talking about Cardi at that time, when they apologized to her, she let it go. So the odds are if you apologize, she would let it go too. Do you know what I'm saying? Queen of Ace said, Cardi said, Cardi said, if a bee want to beef with her, it's forever. Now check that. Listen.
That's an old song of hers.
Oh, is it? No.
It's an old song before she really made it big.
Oh. No,
it's called Red something. I can't think because I used to like it. It's called Red something.
I know what you're talking about.
It's before she even became famous.
Yeah. Listen, Tasha had been super successful, but her eyes seem sad to me. Hurting people hurt people. They say, well, you do her tarot. I will do a reading on her. If you guys don't know, I dabble in tarot a little bit. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do, right? But I actually will do a reading. I don't know if I'm going to post it, but I'm going to do a reading on her just to see, because I agree with you. Her eyes seem sad, but that type of sad where you feel like the world has really done you wrong and you are willing to go to the edge of the earth to get some justice. I'll be fair to Tasha K and Cardi B. Y'all swear I got a dog in this fight. I don't know any of these people. I don't. To me, it's like watching like a football game. right? Now, I don't wish anybody bad. I don't wish anybody harm, but like, there's nobody I'm going to the mat for. Cardi B was a wild girl. Tasha K was a wild girl. Cardi B, listen, Tasha K said some shit about Cardi B. Cardi B literally tried to bust a girl in the head with a bottle. What you want? Somebody calling you a prostitute or somebody busting you in your head with a bottle? I mean, honestly, that's not a good thing because I'm like, damn, can I just be left alone? Because both of them are bad, right? Somebody with a million viewers talking about you a prostitute got herpes and making love to beer bottles, right? And then you got somebody else trying to take your head off, right? They trying to be Derek Jeter, and they got allegedly got gang members running up on you, and you scared to leave work. I mean, both are bad. One got physical results, and the thing is, Cardi B was wild. Y'all remember when she took her shoe off at a Met Gala after party where they were wearing $80,000 gowns, $300,000 in jewelry, and $5,000 shoes, and it was the cream of the crop. And Cardi B took her shoe off and tried to use that as a tool for Nicki Minaj and acted a fool. And then had to be like, yeah, you hiding behind security. And Nicki was like, girl, that's what I pay security for. This is how I make my money. If you don't get out of here, yes, and I will continue. Now stop it. I'm not defending Nicki Minaj. I'm just saying that Cardi B was a wild girl. And she got a lawsuit and maybe two on its way about that. And we'll see what happens. Again,
that was mentioned in court about the lawsuit with Nicki.
Yeah.
But it did, but like they said, it has nothing to do with the case. But it was mentioned.
It was mentioned. And I'm sure the court told her that don't got nothing to do, because in court, it's like that don't got nothing to do with it. The only way it would have something to do with it is, did Cardi B try to hit you with a shoe? Did she try to hit you with a beer bottle? Did she run up in your job? But Cardi B was a wild girl. I know everybody that was against Tasha, right? Because as many fans as she got just as many haters, were literally foaming at the mouth to see Tasha K put in the ground. But that still doesn't like erase the fact that Cardi B was a wild, wild girl. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The case, listen, that's all I'm saying. I think that, I don't know. Listen, let's get to the rest of this interview, right? Again, she said, if I don't report true news, why the feds want to subpoena my show? Why the State Department always asking me for video for their things? Why
can I say something? The feds subpoenaed her show because of the R. Kelly situation with the documents she should not have. I wouldn't be bragging about it. She's doing an ogle right now. When she said it was like ogle, because ogle was doing stuff like that during the trial. Ogle would take stuff that didn't fit the situation. Like she just said, the feds subpoenaed me. Yeah, you subpoenaed and you're in a mess because you made that bed.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, keep going. I'd love to hear from you. Please don't say that.
But it's just that some of the stuff she was saying, I was like, Tasha, but that's your situation you made happen.
And that's the thing.
That R. Kelly mess, she put herself in that position. That's feds.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing with Tasha K. Lover or hater, I think everybody universally agrees that she should have just read that cease and desist order, or at the very least, she should have responded to it. You know?
Yeah.
And they did respond, but I mean respond in a way where you got some high-powered lawyers that already were talking about, this is my freedom of speech. All you did was ignore it. And then when Cardi B filed suit, you were so confident you filed a countersuit, and maybe you were truthful in what you were saying, but baby, that's criminal. Turn that over to the DA. That still don't have anything to do with you saying she make love to beer bottles and calling her herpes B, and then being like, I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay on your head every day. Again.
She said she was going to do it every day. She said it.
Yes. She said it every day. But again, for all y'all thinking that it's easy to win these type of cases, it's not. This is the Greek tragedy of it, Lillie, and it just popped into my head. Every step of the way, Cardi B ain't have to lift a finger. Tasha K did her own self in. Yeah. She ignored the cease and desist. She made more videos. She made that thing with Lovely Ty. Everything. And again, that video that she made with Lovely Ty that she played on live because she thought it was proving something.
It was her turn to decide to play it. That's what's crazy.
That's crazy. And that's what proved that you met all the standards. And now the one thing that is the highest thing in the land to prove, boom, you proved it. You did your own self in. You fought to have the murder weapon admitted with your DNA and fingerprints on it and the surveillance camera from 7-Eleven. You fought for the 7-Eleven. No, I want to see the surveillance. And it shows you walking up to somebody. That's the part, whether you love Tasha K or not, that part is the disappointing part. And for Tasha K to say, I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, maybe she's a better woman than me because I'd be like, hey, Lovely T, what's going on, girl? I just want to tell you, your hair look real pretty and I really had fun talking to you. Okay, just want to tell you I love you. Bye. And I would have hung up the phone as quick as I could. Literally, if I could rewind, hearing Lovely T's voice. Hello? Hello? Tasha, is this you? Yeah, girl, just want to tell you I love you. Bye. I would have backed off that phone so quick. So quick. I would have literally deleted those videos and then been like, damn, I don't know what happened. I think YouTube's messing with me. I had Cardi B videos up and now they got pulled down because YouTube don't care if you say stuff like that. Can you believe YouTube pulled those videos down? Y'all, I'm going to fight for those videos to get back up. Meanwhile, it's like, throw that shit in the trash. We done? All right, we good. That's it.
And just keep rising.
And just keep rising. Because the thing is, you could have kept dragging that girl. You just didn't have to make up anything. But you could have kept dragging her because y'all say what you want. Cardi B has just definitely grown, matured. She a mother now. Motherhood looks great on her, right? Calmed her down. Tasha K has grown and matured, right? Looks great on her. But back then, Tasha K could have dragged Cardi for so many things that were true. Or she could have just cited the blogs. Like, who said that, right? Who said that? Somebody said that. I lost the thing, right? Where you literally, like, all you had to do was just drag her in different ways. Bossip reported that she had herpes on her. A lot of sites were talking trash about her. A lot of sites were talking. But instead, Cardi B was like, oh, I'm saying this. All you had to do was just actually say where you heard it. But she didn't want to give anybody else credit. Or maybe she didn't read it. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know. But the jury, I'm not going to retry the facts because the jury decided, right? And she obviously doesn't think it's a just decision. And then let's go. Hey, LA, what's up? Remember the rabbit, TK, and the turtle? Cardi B fable? Nerd. Yes, I remember the rabbit and the turtle, but I remember the rabbit and the turtle, right? But again, Cardi had great team. She came ready for war. Cardi has a very lovable personality. And Tasha K does too when she turns on her charm. She's like a charm radius. They're both very charming people, right? Doesn't mean, listen, it don't mean you gotta like Tasha. It don't mean you gotta like Cardi B. But we gotta call a spade a spade. Both of them are two very charming women when they want to be charming. And they both got fiery tempers when they want to be fiery, right? It might have been the rabbit and the turtle, except for Tasha K tripped her own self up and then tied herself up in duct tape. Hog tied herself up in duct tape 2 inches before the finish line. That's what I'm trying to say. Tisa, do you think Tasha kept the situation going on purpose for fame, even if she's the villain? Because who goes to trial to admit they lied? I think Tasha K had bad legal advice, and I think Tasha K had lawyers that were feeding into her version of reality that didn't exist. I think that's what's going on. I think that her lawyers weren't strong enough to tell her, girl, settle. And this is the right thing to do. And I think her lawyers, in my opinion, wanted that money, right? So they took the billing hours. And I think they convinced her they could have it. And I think when they got into court, they got ate the F up because they were outclassed. And I think instead of admitting we're outclassed, you need new counsel, let's ask the judge for a stay and see if we can bring on bigger counsel. They want to keep that money all to themselves. Again, I think that's what it is. She said that she's been married. She has a 2-parent household. That's great. Tasha K got in her respectability politics ground. Girl, I'm glad your 15-year-old is on honor roll. I'm not even rolling my eyes at that because that's a big achievement, right? You got a smart, beautiful daughter, just like her mama. You're smart. Like Tasha K is smart and beautiful. Of course, your daughter's smart and beautiful, just like her mama. You got a 2-year-old, right? If you look at anything like his dad or his mom, it's a cute little kid, right? I haven't seen her whole family. Cute little kid. And I'm sure he's going to be smart as a whistle. 2-parent household. I understand that. Again, Tasha, this change you seek, there's so many other ways you could have got it, right? She said, go on, Lily. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. No. I'm sorry. I apologize for cutting you up. I wanted to say something.
Go ahead, babe.
A lot of us didn't know because I didn't know this. Because the way Cardi talked, I did think she wasn't the brightest person either, but I liked her music. I liked her. Kind of found out, don't you know, Cardi, this is what was said in court. She made honor roll in school. She went to college for 2 years, so she can't be too dumb. I'm just being honest. She can't be too dumb.
Listen,
I'm just stating that because you stating about Tasha, she is brilliant with certain things. But just as well, Cardi is too. And they two people that's smart, but can do stupid SHIT.
You know what? I agree. And like Cardi in the beginning used to annoy me because I saw that she was playing stupid because that's what the public liked and that's what the media liked. But Cardi is very, very smart. Never trust a Libra if they're playing stupid. There's not many stupid Libras in this world. There's not that many stupid air signs. There's just not. There's just not. If you see an air sign that you think is just a dummy, they're either running game on you or they just don't want to be close to you and they're just putting out whatever. But I will say that I agree with you. Cardi has to be smart. You went to college, you're educated. Cardi sat down and interviewed Joe Biden. Now, again, shut up.
I didn't like that interview. Woo. No, that was horrible. Cardi. Woo, Lord Jesus. Go ahead.
There we go. Tasha is a Pisces.
Oh, Pisces are something else, Tisa. Lord, they big headed. Their egos are everything to them. They're egotistical. They arrogant. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. Pisces also see the future before we do. They pull the fourth realm into reality. But also, this fight is not over because I know one thing about Pisces. I call them the silent killers of the zodiac. Once you are on a Pisces shit list, it's on for life. It's on for 3 generations. They will educate their grandchildren that when they see your grandchildren, it's on site. Pisces don't let
that makes sense go. Now. It makes sense why she keep going with this. Because I'm a Sagittarius. I'm done. I throw my hand up. I don't care if you think I'm a loser, but I'm gonna throw my hand up, get back up, and succeed. I just can't keep going like that.
Yeah. Again, that's Saggy, the fire sign, much like air signs. I'm out. I'll see y'all. You know, like you got a scuffle, right? But what did Rihanna say, right? What did Rihanna say? And that's her lemon. She's a famous Pisces. This ain't a scrimmage. MF, I told you we ain't finished. That is Pisces when you cross them. It don't matter how big or little it is. When you cross them, you got an enemy for life. So Tasha K better watch out because Pisces, they go deep on their, like Rihanna saying, a scrimmage. MF, we ain't finished. That literally is Pisces when they feel like you disrespect them. And when you hurt their pride, girl. So this makes a lot of sense.
She hurt her own pride. Tasha hurt her own pride.
Listen, Tasha does hurt. She did. Tasha. You know what? This Friday, she going to be back. I think to EA's point, we're going to have to watch and see. Is she talking big and bad, but she plans on being more reasonable? Or is this the beginning of a holy war waged in heaven, brought down to earth? I'm being damn serious. We're going to see. But now that I know she's a Pisces, I don't think she's joking about going to the Supreme Court.
It's reminding me of Kanye West.
What's that?
Her personality right now is reminding me of Kanye West. And his personality is a Donald Trump personality.
Well, you know, Kanye got that Pisces moon, right? He's a Gemini, but he got that Pisces moon. So, you know what I'm saying? He got that Pisces moon, and Kim K got a Pisces moon too. That's how they connect. But that's also why right now they in the streets playing with each other because, again, neither of them is letting shit go, and they both got grudges, you know? So there we go. Listen. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. Lily, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you as well.
I know you had a busy day. I really appreciate you actually even taking time. You have been such a joy and delight and the best courtroom reporter. We'll see where this goes. But y'all, you've heard Lillie. You've heard me. The people have spoken. This case is over. Justice has been served. But yo, I don't know. Now that she's a Pisces, prepare to see Tasha K in front of a Supreme Court judge, Sonia Sotomayor, right? Because she ain't letting this go. She ain't letting this go. She is not letting this go. And if she ain't
Please
letting
let
this
it go.
yeah,
And get
yeah.
some good content. Let it go and give good content.
I think she will, but you know what? To EA's point, we got to watch this Friday and the coming Fridays to see what she does because the proof is in the pudding, right? Let's see what she does with the content. Let's see. I think she's going to do something good, though. I think she's going to, because I want to know one thing about Pisces. They are creative. They know how to move the moment. And again, Pisces, no matter how much their pride gets, they always got another 9 life and they always rebuild to be bigger and better. Seriously. Serious, don't ever count a Pisces out. I've known too many Pisces that literally you can look at them and be like, but you made this problem yourself. And then boom, they jump up levels. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Much luck to both the ladies. I hope both the ladies find peace, are feeling good. And I hope both of them literally in such a beautiful, positive direction continue to glow and grow because regardless of what you want, we need Cardi B out there. And honestly, we need the best of Cardi B out there, right? And we also need the best of Tasha K out there, right? We do. So let's hope they continue to grow and glow and really show the best versions of themselves, like moving forward. All right, guys? Woo! Yeah, listen, Black Storm said Pisces lead double lives and will drown you in deep waters. Girl, what Pisces you talking about? All right, you guys. Lillie, thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
Yes. Thank you. And also on the way out, like the video. I forgot to say that. Anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later.
And subscribe to my channel, you guys.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. You guys, Lillie's information is in the channel. Ways to find Lillie. Subscribe to her channel, The Red Lipstick Hustler. The link is in the bio. And also her Instagram. Sorry, Lillie. Also her Instagram is also in the bio. Go ahead and give her a follow. Lillie has great content. She's dropped it gorgeous. But more than that, we love the way her mind and her spirit is. Lillie has one of the most beautiful spirits. And it really comes across whatever topic she's discussing or what she's doing. So Instagram Live and her YouTube. Go on and hit my girl up. You're definitely going to love it. All right.
Thank you, Queen. Have a good night.
All right, Lillie, did you want to talk about anything you have coming up or are you good?
I'm good right now. Thank you. Good night. Tisa, have a beautiful night, okay?
All right. You guys have a good night. Bye, my little Tattle Tales. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.